Hi, I'm Kristin Davis, and I want to know, are you a Charlotte? You guys, Mario Cantone's here.
Oh my, I've been waiting.
It's so exciting. I know that's what he said when I texted him. Hey, do you want to be on the podcast?
I hope so. I've been waiting for you to ask me.
But my feeling was, in my mind, when I agreed to do the podcast to rewatch, which I hadn't rewatched, since it originally came on, I thought I'm going to go chronologically and in order, but it's too hard to wait. Okay.
It is too hard to wait. And so funny, I caught myself because I saw that we were going to recap this episode, and I was like, why aren't we doing an episode I'm in that we do? And I went, oh, wait a minute. Okay. You're doing one at a time.
Correct.
You're doing it chronologically.
Correct.
I said, so great. And
well, you're just such a joy that I have to have you now.
I needed to be here now.
I know he was not messing around. He was like, well, I was waiting.
I've been waiting.
I know. We came all the way to lovely San Francisco.
I know it.
To talk to you.
And we're in beautiful Marin County.
It's very beautiful.
Oh, Marin County's beautiful.
I mean, wow.
There's a lovely little town that I stay at once in a while called Bolinas, which is like hidden.
Okay.
The locals ripped the signs down.
Wow.
So you don't know how to get there unless you know how to get there.
It's secret, you guys.
Beautiful.
So here is Mario, the fantastic Mario Cantone. Now, what I want to do with you is go back to the beginning.
Okay.
I want to ask you, okay, what year did you get cast and how did it come about on Sex and the City?
Okay, so I started... in the 80s, I was doing stand-up with Michael Patrick King at the Improv.
No way.
At the 44th Street, 9th Avenue, the original Improv that Bud Friedman and Silver Friedman owned. And then they divorced, and Bud got the one in L.A. and Silver got the one in New York.
Huh.
She passed me. I met Michael. He was in a comedy team at the time.
Wow.
King and Mende. And then he ended up
On
doing stand-up on his own.
Right.
I remember one time, Joan Rivers' husband had just passed away. And so Michael said to me, okay, you're Joan Rivers, who also knew that I did her and loved me.
Okay, good.
She goes, I have to preface it. He goes, you're Joan Rivers. You're on a cruise. Edgar just died. You're grieving. You're getting over it. Go.
Wow.
And I would have to improv. Melissa, how are you? Come on, sit down. Let's have some breakfast. We're doing better today. Waitress, could I get some eggs? Egg. Oh, we would, and it went on and on. And then I ended up doing that on stage a week later, and it was too soon. But it was it was fun.
So wait, Michael since the 80s?
Since the 80s. So I was doing an off-Broadway show at the time. It was the end of 1999, I think, or 2000.
Okay.
I think it was early 2000. And he said, I wrote you something.
So he wrote it for you.
Oh, yeah, he wrote it.
That's amazing.
But I was doing an off-Broadway show at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I went in to read just to make it official.
Mm-hmm.
And, so I was doing a show called The Crumple Zone, which we did very well, ran for 6 months off Broadway. And I remember the day we filmed, it was a tech day. And the director, who I love very much,
was not pleased.
No, he didn't want to let me on. I'm like, it's a tech day. People stand there and you light it.
Right.
And I went like this, I'm going to do this episode. Because there was an issue of maybe I would. Oh no, I was like, I'm going to do this episode.
That is so sweet.
And I went, it wasn't sweet. It was desperation.
Episode? Like, what was the agreement?
It was one episode.
Wow.
That was it.
As my wedding planner.
As your wedding planner.
Mario plays Anthony, my wedding player.
And do you remember we had 2 scenes? We had a second scene.
No, I don't remember.
Okay,
What?
Okay, see, I love See, you do every episode. I don't. I was recurring. I did. People go, how many episodes did I do? I did 12.
What?
Only 12. I did 1 season 3.
Yeah.
Ours. 2 season 4. 3 season 5. And 6 season 6. And then both movies.
Luckily,
And
yes.
luckily, now I'm a regular.
He was in.
Now
I'm
a
can't
regular.
be without him.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
God.
the movies really kind of solidified it, which was nice,
Yes, got it.
So, there were 2 scenes in that first episode we did.
Okay.
There was the one hates it, the very famous hates it.
With the wedding dress.
With the wedding dress. She hates it. Yeah,
Got
Vera
it.
Wang.
Don't use the F word in Vera Wang.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that stuff. And
okay.
like, you're dragging, and I'm yelling at the girl.
Right.
And then there was another scene in the back of the Vera Wang in this kind of little area.
Like a dressing room?
Yep. And I was fitting you.
Okay.
And you were getting very anxious as Charlotte.
This rings a bell.
And I had a scissors, and it ripped the dress, and you were furious. And we just kind of looked at each other. That scene got cut because it was at 3 a.m, 4 a.m. There wasn't enough coverage, and they cut it. Luckily, they cut it because it was almost like an argument between us. I ripped your dress.
Oh, so it might not have gone well.
So
well, they probably wanted to keep you. They probably knew already.
I don't know.
No.
Well, I remember running into Michael and he said, do you know how much great feedback we got on you? I said, I don't know. I said, and I don't care. I just want to know, am I coming back? And he said, yes. So that's
adorable. I vaguely remember, they'll tell you what I remember most about the Vera Wang. So we're in Vera Wang, which I think was a big deal.
Yes.
And I had already tried on like 35 actual Vera Wang dresses to see what Charlotte would wear. It was a whole drama. And we're there and it's going very late, as was our just general MO. And I'm so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but all the time.
It was very late.
Very late.
We got out at 4 a.m. that night.
Exactly. And so the executive from HBO, Michael Hill, came. Do you remember? And I remember, the reason I remember is that it's not very big in Vera Wang. It's like a very boutique.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's sitting over across the room, like just glaring at everyone because he wants us to hurry up because we're over budget, right?
Oh, wow.
And he's just glaring at everyone, which doesn't help anything.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sure that also influenced the scene the other scene that got cut, which is actually a good thing that it got cut, as you're saying. But I don't remember that other scene because I mean, when I'm rewatching, I don't remember anything. It's like I'm seeing it for the first time.
I just started watching a bunch of them because they're just playing them on HBO a lot now.
Right.
And I'm seeing the uncut version of it. Usually I'm used to seeing them quickly on. I also don't like seeing myself that long ago because
come on,
I just go, boy, was I pretty.
You're so
what
adorable.
Yeah.
Baby, you're still adorable.
I was pretty. What happened? But I remember. It's so funny because I didn't remember Michael Hill. I don't remember him coming. If I had known, I probably would have been like, oh God. Good thing I didn't know.
I tried to protect you from such things.
And the other thing was, like when we were rehearsing it, and I remember Betty Ann and all the crew, they were laughing hysterically.
Right.
And then, of course, they can't laugh while you're filming. So in my comedian's sick mind, you think, well, I'm not funny anymore. I've lost it. There's that issue.
Oh, no.
But I remember that night like it was yesterday. And also that night, my husband's was opening in an off-Broadway show at Playwrights Horizon that night.
Oh, my God.
And I couldn't go. But he was look, this changed my life.
I'm glad.
It changed my life. It's and the fact that it's come back.
I know.
And it's this successful, and it's come. No reboot runs.
We don't call it a reboot. Baby.
I know. You know what I'm saying.
I do.
No reissue. No whatever.
Right.
It doesn't happen like this.
Well, I think it also just doesn't happen that you get to revisit the characters for 30 years or whatever, or 28, whatever it is. So that's alone shocking. And then the other thing that I mention a lot, but is really I think important to remember, is that I can't think of any other female-driven, franchise, which is what we are at this point, that is as successful and ongoing. So we're just incredibly lucky.
Yeah, from the series to the movies to this.
Exactly.
And also, within just like that, there's been big changes made in characters all the way around,
except for Charlotte.
Well, what's interesting? But watching
in a good way.
Watching that early episode, it was interesting.
Well,
to
first
see.
season.
What? But no,
you're
crazy
beautiful.
different. You're lovely.
You're so sweet.
Wonderful.
Thank you, but it's very unformed.
Well, but when Charlotte did get formed, it's interesting what happens. Especially, let me talk about the sequel here, and just like that. What I think has happened to you is that your confidence level, and I think this happened when you formed the character too, but it has kind of heightened. Your confidence level is stronger and your anxiety level is higher, which makes for magnificent comedy that you
listen.
But
I gotta tell you something, Mario. There is no way that my anxiety level is higher than it was first season.
Really?
That's all I can think of when I watch is how anxious
I'm talking about the character,
inside.
though.
I know.
Not you.
I can't separate. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but of course you're anxious. It's a new thing.
And I don't know what the heck. Like,
you didn't know where this was going.
But also, I wasn't even worried about where it was going. Like I was more just trying to pull off Charlotte, and Charlotte was so underdeveloped. Like Michael told me when he came on the podcast that he was like, I don't know how to write for that one. And I was like, I love to hear that because definitely I could tell that I was not fully fleshed out. And then Jenny Bakes came on, which was so great because Jenny grew up on the Upper East Side. So she was actually an authority who could write me knowing what that was, what that was about. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Thank God.
Look-
So it came together. But what I want to say about you, and then we're going to talk about you because we're here to talk about you, my friend. So what I want to say is that the success that we've had for all these many years in all these different forms is because we have the most amazing cast, and that includes every element of the cast and the incredible writers and the incredible fans. So you have been a huge, huge, huge part of that success.
Thank you. Our chemistry is so good, and I love working with you. And on the note of anxiety,
yes,
you know, when on every episode I did of Sex and the City, I left that set thinking, I didn't hit it. I didn't get it.
I know,
he didn't get it. I would call him. He'd be like, "You think I'd let you? You know, Michael. You think I'd let you go if
I know
I didn't get it?
I know you were always so worried.
Always
sweet.
And then I would watch it and be like, "All right, I did all right."
So you learned as you went.
Yeah.
That's great because I always knew that you had 5 times what you thought you had. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and you just needed to take a breath.
Yeah.
You know, just take a breath.
Yeah.
And now, look at you now.
And look at me now.
Yeah, unless there's a lot of bread involved.
I'm in. No kidding. Oh, well, this is a lovely story.
Props. I'm talking about props, you guys, just in case you're not sure.
Well,
he has a bread business.
I have a bread
now.
business. Well, you know what's so funny?
Tell me.
Secretly.
Yes.
And everyone knows this. I've said it in interviews. When that first scene that we did together where I'm picking out your wedding dress, and I am saying, the placket, the lace applique, I had no idea what I was saying. I didn't get that gay gene. I couldn't pick up your dress or your shoes. I'm not that kind of a homosexual. I don't know. I don't care. And not that I don't care. I know it looks good, but
honestly, I don't think Michael Patrick King cares either.
No. It's about, you know, so I didn't like being a wedding planner, even though that wasn't.
You didn't?
No. But
I
it was
didn't know
fine.
that.
No.
You pulled it off. You didn't complain.
No. Complain. Just say the lines and hit your mark and shut up. But
we never said that.
No,
that's
but I said
head.
that to my head.
Yeah.
And not that I hated it. It's just like, this wouldn't be my choice to play.
Got it.
But when this came on, and just like that came along, because I've known Michael for years, so I just thought, he said, I knew I wanted to do something culinary with you.
Oh.
And I bake. I sell a banana bread to a coffee shop in my neighborhood.
No.
Yeah, I bake, I cook.
I didn't know
I'm a big baker.
I know you cook, but I didn't know you baked.
Oh, I bake.
I love it.
I bake a lot of stuff.
Wow.
And
we've got to get your banana bread at Hot Fellas.
Oh, I know. Well, you know what? And the other interesting thing is one of my favorite bakeries is Sullivan Street Bakery, which is right across the street from me. All the bread that we use in the bakery is from there. And I know Jim Leahy really well. It's a great place.
What year is it? And how did you get the part? You knew Michael.
Oh, that's right.
You go in.
I just read it, and he cast me. And
got it.
That was it.
And you thought it was 1.
I thought it was 1.
So then you run into him, and you're like, I don't care about the feedback.
Yeah, I want to know.
In?
He said,
and did he say yes?
He said, you're definitely coming back.
Oh, great.
So I was on the 2nd episode in season 4.
Right.
And then I did 1 other episode in season 4.
Right.
Yeah, and then I did like 3 in season 5 and 6 in season 6.
And were you just like calmly hoping, or were you calling your agents? What were you doing?
No, I didn't. I just prayed that I was coming back, because I didn't. I honestly, look, I can't call them and make them like, where's my why aren't I?
No,
I don't do that.
No.
Look, and there are people that are the opposite. There with recurring people. There are people that are on that have recurring roles sometimes in not just our series. I'm talking about anywhere.
Yeah.
Where they have to work around them and they're not available.
Right.
I was always on call because I always afraid I would get fired if I couldn't make it.
That's so sweet.
It's stressful.
It's
and then you hear other stories and people are
smart.
like, well, they had to write him out of this episode. Well, they had
right.
This one couldn't do that. And this
right.
I couldn't be that way.
But I think that's great. I also would never have been that way if I had been in that situation.
I know you would.
Yeah, I'm always available.
So I knew you understand it.
100%. But also I think, I also feel like, and tell me if you feel this way, you might be different with different projects, right? But like, if you feel that this is for you, like if it clicks, if you are thrilled with it and you like the working environment and you like the part and the finished product or whatever, that's your priority. And I think that people know that. And look, our business is crazy and sometimes you can't control it, right?
No, you cannot.
But you can tell what the priorities are. And I know Michael Patrick really cares that you also care.
Oh, yeah, I
that
do.
All of us care.
I do.
Right.
I never even asked for like, oh, I can't make it that day. Could you possibly? There's a few times I was like, I want to go to LA and just do this game show for a day. Could you find a day for me? You know, that's how I am. I don't push it.
Right.
You know, but this, I also knew when I did my first episode that this was by the third season, it was a big show.
Got it.
And
so you didn't come before the third season,
No.
because in my mind you were there earlier, but no, because you were my wedding planner and I
Yes.
didn't get married till the third season.
That's right.
So that makes sense.
That is true.
And third season is when we really hit. I would say.
I would say so too.
Yeah.
And then it just kept going. And also back then, to have, I didn't know I was going to come back. Especially may he rest in peace, the great Willie Garson. You had already had one gay male character on the show, and back then one was enough for the public. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. It's a different time.
It was a different time.
It was a different time.
So the fact that I got to become a recurring character on it, and you know, and then eventually have my relationship with Stanford, with Willie.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was...
So you didn't have super high expectations based on the fact that we already had one gay character.
Yep.
And this was the 90s and or early 2000s.
Yep.
And that was a lot.
Yeah.
But luckily we were on HBO and they pretty much let us do what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
But we still were, and it's part of the reason I wanted to do the podcast, because if you think about how things were in the society in 97, some things were really different, and television as a reflection of the society. And then some things weren't really different, right? Like there are things now that are really different that we would not have seen coming. And then there are some things where it's still very relevant, the things that were in the show, you know, like the themes, the kind of ideas, but also I think the reality of New York City. We were trying our best to reflect that then. And some of that was a stretch, like having more than one gay character is a stretch, also which is crazy to think about.
Speaking of New York City, the influence
I know what you mean.
The influence that this show had on fashion, and also, look, I live down the street from the Meatpacking District. This show accelerated.
Shock.
It accelerated.
Oh, is it our fault?
It accelerated the development of that area. I can't walk in there. Drunk women chase me.
I know, babe. I know.
And you see those four girls in this shirt.
That for a second?
Yeah.
You know what's so funny is that still, because I live in LA when we're not working, as you know, and part of the reason I live in LA is because it's very chill compared to us in New York. And people are like, no, New Yorkers don't care. I'm like, well.
Yeah, they do. They do.
But
and
also,
it's nice, you know.
I mean, it's great because they consider us theirs, I think.
I took my shirt off once on Sex and the City. It was in that episode.
I remember.
All the glitters in the
there
club.
was a lot of stress.
So, and I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
And I looked all right. I look back and go, okay. So this was 2 years ago.
Yes.
When we're going into the second season, and Michael Patrick King called me up and said, hey, just so you know, you're going to be getting a storyline. You're going to be getting a boyfriend. So guess what? I got me a trainer and I started working out.
What?
And when I have a backside shot, I'm in bed with Sebastiano, who I just adore.
Yes.
I'm the luckiest man in the world with that. And he sent in one audition tape and got it. We had no chemistry test, and it is a godsend.
This is how Michael
And he's
Patrick
like my
does
brother
it.
now, you know.
I know. He's
which is
so
a little
sweet.
weird kissing him. First season, I was like, I get to kiss this beautiful young man. Now I'm like, you're like my brother, and I'm over here when it's a little weird, but I love him. He's just a good guy.
Sweetie pie. Yeah.
So I looked at it and I went, well, the night before it dropped, I didn't sleep. I was like, these homosexuals are going to come after me.
Baby.
I look like, and then I saw it and I went, you know what? I look okay. And I'm old. And I'm next to him. I was like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
You were very stressed. I remember you were very stressed because how could you not be?
Murder.
It's a very real thing.
And you know, even with like the intimacy coordinators, because Sebastiano's a guy and I'm a guy, we're both like, whatever. We're not like choreographing every move. And we had us which is fine. Look, it's different for women. It's a different thing.
But the other thing is, I don't think anyone wants to choreograph every move.
No.
It's about feeling safe.
It's about feeling
and so
safe.
you don't know. The intimacy coordinator is there because you don't know the situation and you don't know how the other actor's going to be. I mean, we do in our situation.
You do.
But normally you don't know.
Yes.
And you don't know what the director's going to
early
want.
on, you were working with different men all the time. It's a different
Definitely,
thing.
and that was a different time.
I felt so safe with him.
Of
He felt safe with me.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
But, and it's, you know, for a man, for a guy, all these guys, the crew, I love my crew. They're all straight guys. You know, when you're a woman, it's a different thing. I mean, it's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so before season 3 started filming, I said to Michael, I want more nudity. I said, my DMs blew up. The next day, I want more nudity. I said, I like being
so
sexualized
funny.
at 65 years old. It's good.
Well, God bless you. God bless you. And you know what? I mean, we're lucky that we even get the chance to do anything. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right? Let's pause. Let's back up in time. Do you remember meeting Willie?
Yes. It was that first day.
The first day?
I'm sorry, not the first day. It was my second episode.
When we're at the fashion show.
The fashion show.
Which was really fun.
Oh, it was a blast.
I remember being really fun.
I remember that day. I remember walking into that the aisle of the fashion show.
It was big too. It was big. Remember how big it was?
Huge. It was like
remember, we weren't the main story. Sarah Jessica Walking and Falling was with Heidi Klum, and Kevin Aquan was there. So we were just having fun. Yeah, we were just having a good time. Yeah. You, me, and Willie. Which was really, really fun.
And, right away, I got who he was. I adored him. He's hilarious. His storytelling is phenomenal.
I know,
he's
right?
just a great person to be around. He was just so much fun, and we hung out and here and there, and I remember when he first adopted his son.
Yeah,
I mean, all
Nathan,
of that. Yeah, Nathan. So it's it's fascinating because who knew we were going to get married eventually?
I know.
And
what did you think of that?
I thought it was good. I think
it was great.
Think things happen. I've met people that I'm like, I'm
Unexpected.
totally not attracted to that. I don't. And then all of a sudden it flips.
Yeah.
That happens all the time in life.
And I can't really separate this from actual life, because we didn't, we didn't know that he was sick. And then obviously we really didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was, as quickly as it was. And we had to really shift gears with your storyline. I mean, how'd you feel?
Oh, first of all, he told me while we were filming Big's funeral. I didn't know. That's when we all kind of found out. And
I already knew. But
you knew. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And
that was a hard. Oh, Jesus.
John Melfi was running around and he had a stressful
you could tell
weekend.
something was
what's going on?
Yeah.
And I sat down on the bench with Willie and he told me and he turned his head and I thought he was laughing because I thought it's a joke. And then he wasn't. And so we both were crying and he said he has to leave the show and I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm sorry. I'm like, what? It was mind blowing. It
really was
horrible. And, I was like, well, whatever happens for me, I was like, whatever, I mean, and so Michael came to me and said, look, because he had to write on the fly for me because all that stuff.
I remember.
Which
you had a whole bunch of scenes. All of a sudden.
Which he did brilliantly.
Of course he did.
Just did. But, I remember him saying to me, I'm going to need you now more than ever. And, I started crying. It was just, it was a lot. And then Willie was gone. And I always, this story about when we were going in to see Lily's recital, that first episode. And we filmed the argument out in the front when you were coming in. And we went in and then we filmed the interior like 3 weeks later and he couldn't make it.
I know.
And that scene was rewritten that morning by Michael. And I remember that day. So I was, the court jester and trying to be funny and keep it all light. Michael would always throw out, what would Betty Davis say? So but it was, we all just kind of held on and kept moving forward, but it was rough. But, here we are.
I know. What can you do? It is really shocking, though.
It's shocking.
Isn't it still shocking?
Look, and cancer. My whole family's. There's so many of my people. My mother, my father. A lot of people have gone from cancer in my family.
Cancer's horrible.
It sucks.
Horrible.
It sucks, and I just feel like, why isn't it cured yet? Where's the fix?
I agree.
This money making thing. Where's the fix? At least what I mean, look, I know there's things that have gotten better, but there's also treatments that aren't available and we don't know about that are available in Germany or something.
That's true. Germany, for some reason, is the place to go. It's interesting.
There's supposedly a cancer vaccination there that they make for you according to your cancer that really supposedly helps.
Well, listen up, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Peter Gabriel is doing it.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
So, let's go,
We're
Germany.
not doctors.
No.
We're not doctors.
We're not.
Not medical advice.
No.
But interesting.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish we could go back in time. I wish we could go back in time. It is strange. When I first started the podcast, I had to go back and rewatch the pilot, right? And I haven't seen any of these things since the beginning, right?
Yeah.
I used to really hate to rewatch because I just felt, I don't know, weird about it. Like I didn't want to spend my time in the past, I guess.
Yeah.
But because we're here together and talking about it, the podcast is a way to connect, and because so many people, I'm sure you experienced this, talk to me about it throughout the day. You're moving through the world and different things strike different people differently, right? And they'll come up and say, oh, I remember blah, blah, blah. And I remember blah, blah, blah. And, it's so amazing. Like the way that you can touch people or be a part of something that touches people.
And how they know the material better than we do.
100%.
We do it and we forget it.
Yeah, 100%. I remember the big storylines, but so many things I didn't remember.
Or a line.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I said that.
Isn't that crazy that people remember the lines? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But I think, to go back, when I first watched the pilot, I had always remembered the pilot being bad. In my mind, it was bad. Because we didn't really know what we were doing. We didn't really know. There was so much talking to the camera.
Yes.
It was very dark, which in my mind had been bad. But when you look back on it, it's kind of bold and amazing and interesting and dark, like not like television at the time at all. Right.
And the tone of the first season was a little different.
Oh, the tone of the first season. We didn't know nothing in terms of what we're doing.
The overlap of talking sometimes.
Which is fantastic. Last night there was a lot of
overlapping. Oh, yes, there was. And I've never seen that before.
I know, because Michael does not.
No, he doesn't do that.
No.
No, he doesn't.
No.
It's
which
your
is
line,
really
my line.
stressful.
It's that
sometimes.
It's the clip
right.
stuff.
It's his pattern that he writes. But back when I first watched the pilot, I'm just in my bed, the night before the first podcast recording, watching it. And when they introduced Stanford, it's just this super close up of Willie, who I already knew. I knew Willie because I met him on the X-Files set in like Vancouver in a abandoned insane asylum.
Oh my God.
Like super spooky. But of course, Willie makes any place fun, right? So it was just a really good time. He's telling stories, he's doing the whole thing. So I already knew him, which was great. And it just smash cut to Willie's face, his young face. And it hit me so hard. But this is the joy of film, that it lasts forever.
Yeah, that it lasts forever.
Right? And he made his mark in so many different shows and so many different movies.
He worked a lot.
So much. Everyone knew him.
Everyone knew him. Everyone knew him. He worked with a lot of people. He did a lot of work, a lot of series.
Know.
Like he did many things.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel when you think back, is it something where you can think about, oh, I remember when, Willie and I were doing this and I was observing him and I learned this? Or are you all just like soaking it up wherever you go?
Well, just, it's day to day.
Yeah.
It's a different experience every time you're on that set.
Which is what I love about acting in general.
Me too. It's
right?
absolutely, it's a different experience. You're feeling different things.
Right.
And you're more anxious one day and a little less anxious another day and care too much one day. And then one day you're like, ugh.
I don't have those days.
This today, I'm tired.
You don't have those days either.
No, I don't. I don't. I actually don't.
know you better than that.
No, I don't. I don't never. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
You feel different things.
Well, you have to, I think the interesting thing is you have to manage where your personal self are that day, but then you also have to manage yourself into where your character is that day.
Yeah.
Right? Which
is
absolutely. Like takes some work sometimes.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to figure that out as you go.
Because sometimes when, not that I mean, I don't give a shit one day. It's like I care a little less, which relaxes me more.
Right.
I'm the same person. I'm going through
right.
the day in the same way.
Right.
But I'm a little bit more relaxed sometimes.
Which I think for you is
probably
great.
Happened later. And
right. But it's a great thing because you don't need to be as anxious as you are.
Yeah. Well,
they make jokes about Charlotte's wedding.
No,
your wedding was long.
It was huge.
Oh my gosh.
And my real sister, you don't really see as close up of them, but you see two women walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
Both my sisters, and one of them passed away in 2019. Oh. She died of cancer.
I'm so sorry.
So yeah, but she got to walk me down the aisle.
That's
which
so
was pretty
nice.
Great.
So nice. With the swans and Liza.
With the swans. And I always go like this. I go, when Liza was like, I danced and sang the single ladies. And I danced so hard that I stepped on a swan and broke its neck. It was an accident. I didn't mean it. And I was like, who has swans at their weddings? I didn't have swans at my real wedding. My real wedding was
I'm sure it
8
was.
people on my roof deck.
Wow,
that was it. And then we went to dinner afterwards.
But you were in like a wedding by Michael Patrick King, which is a different situation. It was like a musical from the 40s.
Oh, yeah. That set.
I know.
was insane.
Huge with the water and the swans. We were all out in our trailers and you guys were in there for days and we'd all be like, hey, does anyone know what's going on in there? Does anyone know what's going on in there? And then we would walk in like, hey, you guys, what are you doing? And it was like Liza. It was the Liza show, which of course was amazing. So we would stand in the back and watch the Liza show. And then it was the swans and then it was the Gay Men's Health Chorus. And then it was you guys. And then we were like, well, someday they'll need us. And the four of us would trot back out to our trailers. I know. I don't think the studio was very happy with us, though. They were a little annoyed.
Well, the show did well.
It did
well.
The
movie did well.
It did
Both movies did well.
It's true.
Financially, both movies did well.
The first movie did super great.
Super great.
Second movie, we cost too much. But that's okay. We're not here to talk about that. It's okay. It's not our fault.
But globally, they all do well, too.
I know. That's right. And we're lucky.
We're
so lucky because theoretically, comedy and women are not supposed to travel. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, no. It's huge globally.
I know, baby. Mario.
What?
Are you a Charlotte?
I think part of me is.
Yay!
Yeah. I think I like things in their place.
Mm-hmm.
I like lovely things.
Yes.
I definitely have high anxiety. I definitely.
Is that on the list?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I definitely have to, control things.
Right. That should be on the list.
That's definitely.
Do you believe in love?
Oh, yeah. I do believe in love.
Yeah.
I'm in it. So,
you're happily married.
I'm happily married
so
and I'm
sweet.
a lucky, lucky man.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't marry me. But yeah, I'm definitely.
So if you're part Charlotte,
so
who's
funny
the other part?
I never thought
of
that, but I think if I had to say which one I was,
but what's the other part? Because
I'm not a Carrie.
Okay.
Because Carrie goes through a lot of things, and she's had a handful of relationships during this show, right?
Really, only two important ones.
Really, only two important.
Yeah,
true.
But go ahead.
But
I mean, listen, Charlotte has had a bunch of relationships.
She has. Because I always think about the
of course,
one.
No.
Because she's single now. And I guess I'm partly Samantha because I'm a smart ass and I say stuff for sure. And I don't think I'm a Miranda.
No, Miranda. But you kind of do tell things like it is.
Yeah,
that's a Miranda
that's true.
quality.
I do. That's true.
Like,
you're right.
Tell it like it is.
I just think she's there's such an intelligence about her too. So,
but you're intelligent.
Sometimes. But yeah, I think there's a lot of me in Charlotte, and I never thought that.
Yay!
That's very interesting.
I keep forgetting to ask people the question.
Oh,
I don't
it's a
know
good question.
Why? I know it's a
psychologically,
fun question.
It's a great question.
You're a joy. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, Kristin.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.